Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you in today's daily current affairs session on EduTap, and I hope that all of you are healthy and preparing well for upcoming SEBI Grade A exam. So when we talk about these exams, the current affairs plays a very important part, and PIB is one of the most important source of these current affairs, and that is the reason that I am back with a very interesting session in which we will be discussing the green hydrogen, green ammonia policy which has been released recently. So before beginning the session, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of the sessions. To join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. So let's move on to the session. Let's get started. So here you can see the headline from the PIB that the Ministry of Power has notified the green hydrogen, green ammonia policy. Basically, the key reason behind the launch of this green hydrogen, green ammonia policy was to make a shift, to make a transition from the fossil fuel or fuel-based feedstock towards the hydrogen and ammonia. And this is the reason that this particular policy has been recently released by the Ministry of Power. So before discussing the details of the policy, let's discuss that what is the National Hydrogen Mission. See, on the occasion of 75th Independence Day of India, that is 15th of August 2021, our Honorable Prime Minister has launched the National Hydrogen Mission. And this mission was basically launched in order to help India in meeting its climate targets and making India a green hydrogen hub. And this National Hydrogen Mission is also going to help India in meeting its target that it has targeted, that is the production of 5 million tons of green hydrogen by year 2030. And this mission is really going to help India in reaching this particular target. Now moving ahead towards the National Hydrogen Mission, here you can see the key details of this particular mission. So basically this particular mission was being announced during the budget 2021, and on the 15th of August 2021 this particular mission was being launched by our Honorable Prime Minister. And what exactly is the key objective behind that? To make India a green hydrogen hub. And how it will be happen? It will happen by the creation of volumes and infrastructure in order to produce this particular hydrogen. And guys, that is the reason that here you can see that the goal-oriented research and development facilitative policy support will be provided for the development of the green hydrogen in India, and that's how we are going to become the hub of the green hydrogen. So basically, when we talk about the green hydrogen, it is the hydrogen which is being produced with the help of renewable energy, and that's why it is called the green hydrogen. And here you can see that the production of hydrogen and ammonia with the use of power from the renewable energy is being termed as green hydrogen and green ammonia. So this green energy is really very important at this point of time where we can see the climate change which is taking place at a really high pace. So that is the reason that this particular policy has been recently notified by the Ministry of Power, so that we can move towards green hydrogen and green ammonia policy, and with the help of which we can make ease of doing for all those entities which will basically involve in the manufacturing and the production of green hydrogen and green ammonia. And this is the main reason that why this particular policy has been released. So guys, we all know that right now the environmentally sustainable energy security is really very important, and this is also one of the main reasons that why exactly we have come up with this particular green hydrogen and green ammonia policy. So basically this particular policy was being launched by the Ministry of Power, and now let's move on to the key details of this particular policy, and let's see that what exactly this policy facilitates to all the entities which will be involved in the manufacturing and the production of green hydrogen and green ammonia. So basically here you can see that it will be a transition from fossil fuel based feedstock towards the green hydrogen, green ammonia. So when we talk about the policy, the green hydrogen, green ammonia policy, it basically helps the manufacturers to purchase the renewable power from the power exchange or set up renewable energy capacity themselves through any other or developer anywhere. So basically these are the points which basically tells us that what exactly are the facilities, what exactly are the provisions which are being mentioned in the green hydrogen, green ammonia policy. As per this policy, the open access will be granted within 15 days of the receipt of application of the manufacturers. Apart from that, the green hydrogen and ammonia manufacturers are also allowed to bank their unconsumed renewable power for a period of 30 days with a distribution company, and they can take it back whenever there is requirement. Okay. Apart from that, the distribution licensees can also procure and supply the renewable energy to the manufacturers of the green hydrogen or the green ammonia in their state at concessional prices, which will also include the wheeled prices, some other transportation charges, etc. So now, apart from that, this policy also provides the provision of waiver of the interstate transmission charges for a period of 25 years. But make sure that you remember this particular date, that this particular provision will only be available for the projects which have commissioned before 30th June 2025. Okay. Apart from that, the manufacturers of the green hydrogen and ammonia and the renewable energy plant shall be given connectivity to the grid on the priority basis. So basically, in order to enhance and in order to promote the production of the green hydrogen and green ammonia, this particular policy has been released, and this policy is having various provisions where they have made it the priority, so that there is not any kind of delay in the procedures, and the production of this green hydrogen and ammonia will take place at a larger pace. And guys, apart from that, see, I know that you can go through these particular points, but more important point is that the green hydrogen, the green ammonia, the energy that we are going to take from this particular part, see, it is not just for the consumption in India only. Basically, government is also aiming to make India an export hub of this renewable energy, so that they can also just promote its commitments towards the clean energy, and they can also export this clean energy across the world. And that's why this particular policy has been released by the government. And here you can also see that the connectivity at both the generation end and the manufacturing end will be provided, and the purpose of manufacturing green hydrogen, green ammonia shall be granted on priority. So everything under this policy states that in order to enhance the production of the green ammonia and green hydrogen, government has basically prioritized all these points so that they can make it easy for the entities which will be involved in the production and manufacturing of the green hydrogen. The last point says that the manufacturers of the green hydrogen and green ammonia shall be allowed to set up bunkers near ports for the storage of the green ammonia for export use by shipping. And guys, these ports can also charge some applicable charges to these particular manufacturers for storing their energy in the ports, in the bunkers. Okay, so I hope that all of these points are very much clear to all of you, that why exactly this policy has been launched, what are the different provisions under this particular policy. And I want to add here that all these points which are mentioned here in this policy are all important from the exam point of view, and they can become a very important fodder material when you will be answering the question related to this in the mains exam as well. So guys, here the very important part about the policy has been already cleared. Now when we talk about some other points, now let's discuss the impact, that what exactly is going to be the impact of launching this particular policy. See, basically the implementation of the policy is going to provide a clean fuel to the common people of the country, and apart from that, the main reason that why this has been launched, that is to reduce the dependency on the fossil fuel and also to reduce the crude oil imports in India. Apart from that, it is also going to promote the renewable energy generations, as the renewable energy will be the basic ingredient in making green hydrogen. So guys, that was all from this particular topic of the today's discussion. Now let's move on to the practice question. So the practice question is basically based on this green hydrogen, green ammonia policy, which has been recently notified by the Ministry of Power. And here in this question, what you are required to do, you are required to just identify the correct statement in relation with the green hydrogen and green ammonia policy. So here are the points which you are required to identify, among which are the correct statement in relation with the green hydrogen and green ammonia policy. And guys, you can just go through them. I'm not going to discuss them once again. And the right answer to this question is option D, that is all of the above. Now let's move on to the next question. So recently an MOU has been signed between the Ministry of Tourism and one of the entities, and basically what exactly was the aim behind that? The aim was the promotion and marketing of the domestic Indian tourism to position India as one of the famous tourist destinations across the world. So here in this question, you are just required to identify the name of the organization with which the Ministry of Tourism has signed this MOU, whether it is Make My Trip, Alliance Air Aviation Limited, Go Ibibo, Indigo or Ease My Trip? And guys, the right answer to this question is Alliance Air Aviation Limited, which is option B. So let's discuss this news in the detail. And here you can see from the headline that MOU has been signed between the Ministry of Tourism and Alliance Air Aviation Limited. So basically, under this particular MOU, the main reason is to position India as a preferred tourism destination in the tourism generating markets. And Alliance Air Aviation Limited, which is having a vast domestic network, it is going to play a vital role in the promotion of tourism in India. And that is why this particular MOU has been signed between the Ministry of Tourism and Alliance Air Aviation Limited. So in this question, in this news article, what are the key takeaways? The key takeaways are basically the name of the entities, that is Ministry of Tourism and Alliance Air Aviation Limited. And the second part is that why exactly this particular MOU has been signed. So moving on to the next question. Which one of the following ministries has recently launched the Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative? So if you are well versed in the Hindi language, then you will be able to easily relate this particular part, as this particular line says the Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative. That means basically an interaction with the beneficiaries. So guys, recently a Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative was being launched, and you are just required to tell me the name of the ministry which has launched this particular initiative. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Road Transport and Highways, Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, or the Women and Child Development. And guys, the right answer to this question is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So basically, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs have launched this particular Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative. And guys, why exactly this particular initiative was being launched? The key reason was to monitor the progress of the projects under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. See, this particular scheme is basically a flagship initiative of the Government of India under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And this basically aims to provide affordable housing to the urban poor. So I hope that this is very much clear. I am not going to discuss this scheme in much more detailed manner, but here when we talk about the Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative, so guys, kindly note that it is an initiative of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and this was basically launched in September 2021. And this initiative, which has recently taken place, this was the 22nd edition of this particular program. So these are the majorly main points that you are required to remember from the exam point of view. So basically, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has recently held the initiative, that is Labharthiyon Se Rubaroo Initiative. The aim is very much clear. Why it was launched is also very much clear to all of you. So now guys, when we talk about the Googly question from the previous session, the question was basically related to a very important report, that is India Press Freedom Report 2021. And the right answer to this particular question was option D, that is both statement 1 and 3 were correct in relation with the India Press Freedom Report 2021. And what exactly was the wrong part in the statement 2? Basically here in the place of Delhi, it must be Jammu and Kashmir. So I hope that this is very much clear. Now here is a Googly question from the today's session. So basically this question is based on the Nari Shakti Puraskars. And in this question, once again, you are required to identify the correct statement in relation with the Nari Shakti Puraskars and tell me the right answer in the comment section below. So when we talk about the homework question from the previous question, the question was basically that you were required to tell me the date up to which the capacity development scheme has been extended by the government, and the right answer to this question was option A, 31st March 2026. So I hope that all these questions, all these topics are very much clear to all of you. There was nothing much to discuss in this particular part. And now guys, when we talk about the star performance from the previous session, then today I'm once again having a list here. Janani, Hansa, Mukesh, Mansi and Jyoti are all the star performers from the previous session. And if you also want your name to be mentioned here, then kindly answer the question which is basically mentioned on the screen. Basically, you are required to just tell me and identify the name of the state where Asia's largest tribal festival. See, the largest festival is Kumbh Mela, and after that, India's second largest and Asia's largest tribal festival, the Medharam Jatara, has commenced recently with the traditional fervor, and you are required to tell me the name of the state in which this particular festival has been started. So please tell me the right answer in the comment section below, that in which state this particular festival is being started. So guys, that was all from the today's session, and I really believe that today's session was useful and fruitful to all of you. If you are having any queries, you can drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also call us at 814-620-7241. So thank you for joining us. Wish you all happy learning.